Word here. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It is 7:59 by our count, so that's pretty close to 8 o'clock. I'm Ian. This is my lovely wife.
Rachel?
We are of Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home and 4Fs with the Simpson family. The 4Fs representing faith, family, food, and fitness. Faith because we believe we can do all things through Him who loves us. Family because aside from God, there's nothing more important on this earth. Food because food is medicine, and fitness because we believe that overall wellness can be achieved by pursuing and maintaining a strong mind, soul, and body. So we are here using the 4F system to manifest our best lives. This is a segment we like to call Real Talk, and we're actually very excited here in the Simpson family home because we've reached a point where we can actually go live now on TikTok, and so we're doing that as well. So welcome TikTok. We appreciate you. See, we got a couple of viewers. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. We're this segment of Real Talk, where it's a follow up on a segment we did a couple days ago on co-parenting. And if you missed that and would like to get it, you can check the archives. Our main platform is on YouTube at Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home, and just go to videos and go to playlists and go to Real Talk and or the Word, whatever it is. That's the faith aspect of the Word is the faith aspects of the 4Fs, and that's all our video archives is there, and you can check that out at your leisure. While you're there, give us a subscription, a like, and a share to help us reach more people.
Can you just pass it? I just have a thought and I want to write it down.
Oh,
sorry.
Of course. No, don't be sorry.
It's on your side, so I had to stop you from talking.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. So, so tonight's topic is co-parenting. 2 nights ago when we went into that, we did the positive aspects of co-parenting when we are a blended family of 10. So, co-parenting is essential for us, even however not so much with us, however with the other sets of parents. And while we went over the positive aspects of co-parenting and the benefits, how it could be beneficial to the children, tonight we're going to take a look at some of the negative what would you call toxic and narcissistic co-parenting. And one issue that I really want to take a look at is here in the Simpson family home, why we try never to speak poorly of the other set of parents. Why that's so vitally important. And that's so let me get out the way and let my wife gets in there.
Well, kind of just the recap, like we had touched on a couple of things. We were bringing in the first part some of the negative, and then also more mainly it was a lot of the positive. And I know for every couple, every blended family, there is their own journey, their own life experience, and that's why I feel that we need to have conversations because for us it's also a learning opportunity.
Absolutely.
But one thing can work for one person and won't work for the other. And then just tips, because not every parent is perfect. Like, we're not perfect parents. We're not. This is a journey. And I feel that it's just very important that we, converse, because if we don't converse, it's like it just becomes this big elephant in the room, even when you're out in public. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people put on a mask when they step outside their home, and you pretend everything's perfect at home. You pretend that you're doing well, but then you come home and you take off the mask and you could be falling apart. So by just talking about it, you're able to then get help or help somebody else.
And that's so very well said, because there's always been this stigma associated with mental health, and for whatever reason, that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's always been. However, we can change that, right? We can make a decision that whatever, one of the threads that I came across on TikTok, as a matter of fact, that I'm very fond of, was that whatever runs deep in your family, like life isn't easy for you because you're here running, ending generational curses. And that's one of the threads that I'm very, very fond of, because, the idea that whatever runs deep in your family, you know what I mean? Whether it's alcoholism, whether it's abuse, whether it's whatever it is, we can make the decision that it ends with us, it ends with our generation, because then we will create a safe space for our children to exist. And in so doing, the boys that I brought to the relationship are the oldest boy is 25. He no longer has a relationship with me, but the 22-year-old lives with us, and all the others live with us. And however, the things that the 22-year-old saw, by the time you come down to the 13-year-old, the things that he saw, and then the youngest daughter that we have in the home, she's 8, baby blue. By the time you get down to her now, there's some things that, God, glory to God, she'll never see. Right? Has never seen, will never see. And that's how you go about, eliminating generational curses, and whatever it is, whatever the trauma is in your life, whatever it is, just attack it with impunity, because you're worth it. Your family is worth it. Your kids are worth it.
And then our next generation is worth it.
Right. Creating ripples, because then, creating ripples out into the world, right? Pour into your children, and that will overflow into the world. Absolutely. Go ahead, Mama.
No, and it's I know that we don't live in a perfect world, and we also have to deal with other personalities. However, at the end of the day, no matter if you're co-parenting with somebody that disagrees with you a lot, is narcissistic, whatever, the main line is that what we do is for the children. And I think that's where we run into a lot of problems, is that we have people on the other side who aren't willing to work with us. I've tried reaching out, building
bridges.
Try to build bridges with the other parent, and it turned out negative. So I've stopped at this point. And you've tried. You've tried as well. Like, this is who I am. This is who I am. And trying to communicate and say, hey, like, I'm here. Not to be friends, but, to have somewhat of a relationship, because the kids are watching.
Right. I mean, what it was that, pardon me, before we got married, when we initially met, and, we met later on in life, and I was already, 45 years old, you're 34, and, no, I was not 45. I was 2 years past 45, 47.
No. I'm trying to do math.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. However, the thing was that I was in a situation where I was the parent that didn't have access to my children, because my ex didn't think it was important that I have a relationship with them. Not that I wasn't living up to my end of my responsibilities and so on and so forth. It's just that's the person she is. Excuse me. And so I was coming from the perspective of, even though I was paying my child support and doing all the things I was supposed to do, I still didn't have any communication with my kids other than what my ex would allow. So I when we got together and I met her kids and I found out about her ex, right, I reached out to him on Facebook, because now I was in the home, and I was, spending essentially more time with his kids than he was. And from my perspective, that I reached out on Facebook. I said just quite simply, hey man, if it were me, I would want to know you. I would want to know that my kids are all right and things like that. So I actually created a page on Facebook, and he was saying, oh, he never gets to see his kids. However, she always maintained, every second weekend, whatever, visitation, right? Clockwork. And so I was like, okay, so here's what it is. I mean, when we go out, we'll take pictures, whatever the case may be. I'll share them with you on Facebook. You know what I mean? And develop that kind of rapport, because I felt it was important to me. If the shoe were on the other foot, right? That was important to me to say that, that I do unto others, right? Yeah. To be fair, right? Do unto others, right? Treat others how you would want to be treated. So I reached out in that regard, and initially it was cool. It was whatever. We weren't friends or anything. However, I thought as my wife said, it benefits the children. So we did that, and then a really weird thing happened. Everything was cool. Not good or great, just cool, right? For the sake of the kids, right? And then a really weird thing happened. My ex, I guess because sporadically my kids were coming for their visits when she decided to send them. So she found out about her and then the kids and so on and so forth. So my ex goes and tracks down her ex, who lives 4 hours out of town. We're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and her ex lives 4 hours out of town in one of the communities. She's First Nations, right? And my ex goes and tracks down her ex, and then
stirred the pot.
And this is that toxic co-parenting, right? Right? And so what was functioning became untenable, to the point where now all of a sudden CFS is showing up at the house to do child family services, is showing up at the house to do wellness checks.
And then the police are coming.
The police are showing up at the house to do wellness checks. But get this. Hey, South Africa, thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you so much. God bless. But get this. My wife, my fiancée at the time, she's a social worker.
Yeah, don't go into that.
I'm sorry, baby. I can't. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so my part of the toast, I'm sorry, my love. So they start. And that's that toxic co-parenting. So what was working all of a sudden became untenable. All of a sudden I'm being accused of, she actually contacted my fiancée and told her, I know you have daughters. We have the text messages.
Yeah, and then what was it? It was always trying to ask me to be the go-between, and I had to set a boundary and said, I'm not your messenger for him, and that's when I realized that she didn't respect boundaries, and so
narcissists seldom do.
And so those boundaries kept being pushed and pushed, and she's already tried to weasel her way into the other parties, and stirring the pot that way, which is very frustrating because there's a vindictiveness to her character that is, it's hard. It's really hard as a mother to see another woman trying to insinuate herself into the lives of of people that she doesn't even know, you've never met in your life, and so it's really hard for me. And she had come to me and she was like, well, this and that, and I'm like, you know what, and I was speaking from my own personal experience, and I'm like, if you're waiting for child support to come at this time, whatever, I said the best thing is get a job and support yourself. Because for me is I've had to support myself and the children before we had met, and 6 children, full-time job, and not getting any child support. And it wasn't like I was expecting it on the 1st of every month or whatever the schedule was, because why can I rely on something that I knew was not going to be reliable? So I had to pull up my big girl pants and say, hey, I got this, because that's what mothers do.
Yeah, that's what mothers do.
And fathers. And mothers and fathers. As a parent, you pull up your big boy or girl pants and you do what you gotta do
to make sure them kids is all right. And it's not. Thank you for that. Because it's not exclusive to women. It's not exclusive to men, and it's not exclusive to a certain race, color, ethnicity. It's not. It's an individualistic character trait. You're either a good parent or you're not. It had nothing to do with the color of your skin, had nothing to do with your sex, your orientation, whatever. You're either a good parent or you're not. And if you're not, you know what? You can work in it and you can become a good parent.
You just have to put in that work. However, so I came from a position, and I'm trying to give her information that helped me. However, it wasn't viewed as help. And that's when I realized, okay, I've got to stop, because I wasn't getting anywhere, even though I genuinely care about her and her well-being. However, you
As
can't.
one human ought to for another.
Yeah, and I just at that point I had to step away and just realize that you can't help people that don't want to be helped. And so I had to block her on all platforms because she would just pop up. Even I think ghost accounts, and you would just see these little things. So I ended up blocking a bunch of, she had those, I can't remember what it was called, but so it's just interesting when you have another person that you don't even know and doesn't even know the other parent, and they go and insinuate and stir the pot. And from my understanding is like, the law is like, it's not against the law to be an asshole. That's
Facts.
what we've been told. Meanwhile, this person is allowed to stir the pot,
Circle our
slander
home.
names,
Yeah.
give misinformation, false
Yeah.
information, to just cause ripples and break down relationships that affect the children.
Right.
So we've been trying to build up these relationships, and then we get I guess walls put up because there's no growth on the other part,
Right.
the other parties.
That's right.
So it's really difficult. So we just pretty much keep to ourselves and do what we got to do for the kids and get them what they need so that they can succeed until the other parties are able to get the help that they need to grow.
And it's so interesting because piggybacking off what my wife was just saying is that because she came from a place, because when the ex contacted her, I mean, of course she came to me and this and I was like, listen, this is chaos. This is just chaos. It's neither good nor evil. It just is. Right? It just is, and you cannot reason with chaos. You just can't. You just allow chaos to be, right? And that was when she inquired, because being an empath, she's coming from a place of maybe I can help, maybe I can actually help in some small way, and however she didn't understand the malicious nature. The destructive force. And I mean, that was 25 years of my life. And it wasn't until several years ago, recently, that I really fully understood the depth to which she'd been creating a narrative. It just didn't make sense to say that we're together. Why are you trying to destroy me? It just did not make sense. It still doesn't, but it doesn't need to because it's chaos. So she came from a place of trying to help, and I was just like, probably best to just leave chaos alone. Don't poke the bear. Just however, she's her own person, and I was like, you know what? Hey, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me the warning, everything, and it was pretty much, he's like, hey, yeah, find out for yourself. And pretty much it was everything that he had told me.
And
more. But it was just like, I just, in deep down, I was like a mother to mother. Like, it's just, why can't we be at least civil? We don't have to be friends. Just be
for the
civil
sake of the kids.
for the sake of the children.
For the sake, that's it.
Because it's like,
just for the kids.
Transitions are easy. Everything would be so much easier if they see every party working together.
Right.
And
how you doing, Marcus? God bless
but
you.
also
Thank you for stopping in.
Also with whatever safety precautions that I need to be put in place. There could be, as long as there's a safety plan. And that's all I require.
The safety plan for the children. That's it. For the sake of, and I mean, okay, so let's dive into why it is so vitally important to not speak poorly, and regardless of what was done or said, or I mean, for me personally, speaking from my own personal lived life experience, when the children talk about, hey Carla, how you doing? God bless you. Let's deal with that quick, fast, baby. Go.
It's hard to co-parent when
Carla says.
Yeah, it's hard to co-parent when they refuse to get over their relationship with each other. That is exactly what it is. That's exact.
That.
what I found is that, sorry, baby, you were
No,
going on to
please.
something.
No,
And what
no.
it is
I got
that,
the note here. I won't lose my train of thought.
yeah, I know what you would say in your past life. I like to call it past lives because it's been a while. However, it's like a whole different life.
So raw. So raw.
And
How
mine
you
is a
doing,
past
TikTok?
life.
God bless you. Thank you for stopping in.
And so when you, even though you separate, like for me, the ex left me with the children, moved out. And, you know, I was like, but I had already emotionally left. So when he left, like, I was like, okay, change the, oh, sorry, baby.
What?
I like almost smacked you.
Really? It's my head. We're good.
Oh.
Fellas,
No.
quick, fast, fellas. Do not allow your girl to check out emotionally. Don't allow it to happen. Once she checks out emotionally, it's over. You can't, whatever you got to do, man. I mean, do not, if you love her and if she the real one, do not neglect her and allow her to check out emotionally, because even the best, most sweetest, most docile, most loving will only take so much. And once she checks out emotionally,
Yeah. And so it was like when I had checked out, he moved out on me. It was pretty much, yeah, you're gone, because I was already at that point. However, you know, even 2 years, whatever, it was always that because there was a controlling before in that relationship, it was still trying to control me afterwards. Every movement, every you know, wherever I was, it was hard because I actually lived across from where he lived with his parents. So any vehicle came to the house, it was, all parties were like, oh, who was at your house? Or so it was really hard. And but that's when children are kind of used as the control. So because I can't be controlled anymore. So it's like, okay, well, the kids will be used as control, because if anything I did, even if the kids, it was a positive thing, whatever, it was looked down as negative. So they used like, well, who's watching the kids? Oh, who's, you know. So it was really hard for me to even get anything done because the kids were used as a tool. Yeah.
and Carla said, never mind about me, what's good for the kids. And that's what it is. Like, I mean, the relationship with your ex, right? That really has, and whether your heart is reconciliation or just being vindictive is irrelevant. That's kind of got to get put on the back burner for what's best for the kids.
I seen something that it's actually your children are better off with a happy single mother or father than being in a toxic relationship, because
Facts.
it really does a lot of damage to
Facts.
the children. Not immediately, but you see it down the road.
Facts. Misplaced aggression. That Carla once again said, please, TikTok, Instagram, please chime in on the conversation. If we can make this more interactive, it's just please, if you have thoughts, questions, queries, clarification you require, please go in. Carla, misplaced aggressions are passed to the, I mean, I stayed 25 years because I said that, you know, I thought that I was being that buffer between my children and her anger. And facts, I was, for, you know, yes, it what, and you know, when it's so funny because I and yeah, there was a lot of aggression passed on to the kids because, and I came from a place of being a domestic abuser, you know, back then, way back then when we first started out. However, you know, that wasn't just or right, or and it wasn't my true self. So that had to stop. That had to, you know. So I started the journey of you know, changing that. And it was so interesting because you say that, okay, I went to I was in meetings, I was, anger management, whatever, right? And I would go to these courses and I would learn new information and tools, get new tools on how to better manage my anger, because I'm just a young man, I'm just a kid myself, and I'm trying to raise kids, and I've got my own personal trauma that I'm dealing with, and you know what I mean, and I'm just trapped, and I would go and I would get this, and I'd be so excited. I remember one day I come home, and I was so excited. I was saying, this is so useful, this is going to change everything, this is going to make all the difference in the world. And I said to her, listen, what they said was this, and it makes so much sense. It made so much sense to me. That's it. Oh, is it that time? Is it that time? It's 8:30. Wow, it's that time in the Simpson family home at 8:30. The littles pass through to say their good nights. And of course, as usual, Justice is here. Justice is our middle guy. He's this is the guy that we got full custody of back in October. He was with his bio mom, and it was a 3-year battle. A 3-year dispute, a 3-year battle. To God be the glory, because we won. God won, so as a result, we won. Full custody, decision making, everything.
They're watching a movie.
Oh, okay. So my bad. You gotta go. Yeah, go.
So they might be late.
Yeah, love you. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight to the world.
Nice.
This is TikTok. This is Instagram. This is everybody else. All right. Good. Love you. Good night. 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. That's 8:30 p.m. Yes. No, no, we don't send our children to bed at 8:30 either. No, 8:30 p.m. We are Central Standard Time here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. 8:30 p.m. What time is it there for you? And where are you? Baby, go. You were on the mic.
That's right. It's 3:30 a.m. in South Africa.
Whoa! 3:30 a.m. in South Africa. Wow, you're still up and you chose to spend time with us. Wow, thank you. that is so awesome. God bless you. Thank you so much.
I gotta readjust here.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. You see, look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this age that we live in, right? Look at this age of technology that we live in. Isn't this absolutely amazing that we can just go from one end of the world, like zip, 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 and just like that, and it's 3:30 over there, it's 6:30 here, where that's just technology. I would just say this: as long as we remember that technology is a tool, like everything else, it's a tool, and if we keep that in mind, then we'll stay ahead of the game, I think. And God is good. To Him be the glory. Mm-hmm. You were on the mic, baby.
No, you were.
They left the lights on behind us.
Oh, you want me to go do it?
What do you think? There's a bug in? What do you guys think out there? This one here.
Oh, you just keep your head down. You're good.
So this is we will get into why you should never speak poorly of the other set of parents. And I mean, it's just very simple. And I mean, it's just that. Can you send Noah? That's we got a notification. Jordan,
I have like no phone.
GQ Jordan with the good hair just asked to be picked up, so we have to. And obviously, we're doing this. So for us, please. Oh, okay. For us, what it is, quite simply, is just that, okay, your parents are your parents, and I mean, honor that. Quite simply, honor that. Mom and dad, honor that. However, mental health being what it is, and because we are so committed to mental health, and it's not that we don't want the children to have relationships with the other sets of parents. We just insist that those relationships are healthy. That's it. That's it. And if those relationships are not healthy, if those conversations, if you can see the kids and then the kids are somehow guilted into, that's not how that conversation, you might only have 2 hours that should be the best 2 hours of that week, whatever it is. We just insist that those relationships are healthy. We insist on that. And so the conversations go like this. Yes, that's mom, that is dad. However, they're in a place right now that, maybe it's just best to just love them from a distance. right? And then once they've made that decision that, you know, they are worth that change, then, you know, that relationship can progress as it would naturally progress.
It was like, yeah, no, if the parents have made that growth.
Right.
Thank
you for
yeah,
that.
that was the, yeah.
And so Parenting 101 demands that you cannot speak poorly about the other set of parents, because that child identifies with that parent. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, that child identity, unless they didn't live with the parent, that's maybe different. However, if they spent any amount of time with that parent, half of that child's identity will be wrapped up in that other parent. And so all those negative things that you're saying about the parent, that child will then take that and internalize that to mean that those are the things, not that you're not causing the child to hate their other parent. You're quite possibly causing the child to hate themselves. And that's why you can never, under no circumstances, take the higher ground, maintain the higher ground. Regardless of the mud that's being slung your way, maintain the higher ground for the sake of the children. I'll let you add on to that, baby.
Yeah, and she said, is if that parent made that froth.
Growth, I think she meant
Froth?
growth, I think. Because froth, that's the stuff at the top of your drink.
Growth, yeah. I'm like, froth. I'm like, okay.
Thank you, Carla.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is if that parent made that growth. And the other thing, too, is that any conversations, it's like when you're using your children as the messenger between, for me, it's always let the adults deal with it.
Right.
I do not have adult conversations with, with you in regards to that. Let the parents work it out. That has always been my go-to, because it's very important that the kids aren't messaging back and forth.
Right.
And they don't have to worry about what the conversations are about. And just to know that we're working on it. Because for them, they don't need to be caught up in the adult stuff. They don't need to know, oh, that parent's a bad parent, or,
that parent has a drinking problem. That parent is doing drugs in and out. They
no,
don't need to know that.
Just let them be like the children, so that you can parent. And that's for me. That's like one of my hard rules is just to let the parents talk about it. Don't have the children trying to have the adult conversation with the other parent, because nothing is going to come good from that.
And over here it says that on TikTok, what's your your exes sound like they need healing mentally. And 100%, I think that, yes, I would say, I think that's fair.
Yeah, and even though, like, I actually hope that for them, because in the end, it's going to help them, but it's also going to help the children in the end as well.
100%. The other social media handle is, this one is For Us with the Simpson Family. That's TikTok, Instagram. If you, Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home, Facebook and YouTube, which is our main platform. Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home. If you just go to our bio and you click just to the right of our bio, there's a button that looks like a play button. If you click that, that will go straight to our YouTube channel. And then in there you have a playlist of all our videos broken down, Real Talk, The Word, and the silly stuff we do with the kids. And that's our main platform. That's where most of our information is. We're working on a webpage. We're working on a cookbook. All of that is yet to come. Thank you. So follow the Linktree link. For whatever reason on TikTok, it says it's not a secure site. However, and everything else. However, because for whatever Linktree is a trusted app. However, for whatever reason on TikTok, it's not supported, so it reads as being unsafe. But you can just go straight to YouTube or Facebook and punch in Big Family Life in the Simpson Family Home. And if you like what we're doing, how you can support us is to just give us a subscription, a like, and a share, so that we can reach more people, as this is an active service.
1
second. So that's that piece there, that those adult conversations marching through, and I'm a blended family of 10. So this process takes a little bit. From night at night. Oh my goodness! This one here. Good night, baby girl. And this one here, He had our new teenager. He had. There's stepfather, stepmother. Our culture is just that's not. This is and this is your first time joining us. Thank you. God bless you. This is just a glimpse. This is basically what we are. This is 4Fs, right? Faith, family, food, and fitness, and we're using that to manifest our best lives. The idea is just quite simply that. And so the lesson really is that yes, it's been a difficult journey to this point, and the everlasting question is always, if there's a God, why do bad things happen to good people? That is a fair question. And my answer is simply this: if there is a God, bad things happen when He brings them out the other side.
You can just pick up her drinking.
Let me say right. Right, and that's what this is. This is my testimony, and this is our healing journey. And if anything that we say can encourage.
Oh, she went and found us. Yeah, not all one like it. Where you are in your journey, your path, whatever you feel comfortable, you shouldn't have to justify it to anybody else.
Facts.
I feel that we just need to respect other people. And I think that's where in life we are at, is that everybody has to justify what they do, why they do it, to people that just have no understanding or don't want to understand that there's other cultures, that there's other ways of life other than Western society.
Right.
Yeah.
No, are you getting Jordan? Yeah, he just texted. Can you yeah, hurry up please. Please hurry. He texted. He said please. So can you please hurry? Put the dog down. Put the dog down. Thank you. Can you please hurry? Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Those are the bigs.
Those are the bigs. Yeah. You saw the littles. Those are the bigs. Notice how with the littles we only have to say something once, and with the big, it is what it is. And he big too. Like when we say big, he big too. Like he's 6'8" big. And the little brother is 6'6". So yeah, we grows them big over here in the Simpson house. Sorry, baby, go.
No, and it's.
You were saying that you don't have to justify.
Yeah, just don't justify whatever you're comfortable with. Doesn't mean you have to bow down to Western society's viewpoints. It's time to come away from those narratives, come away from those ideologies, and just live within your own upbringing, your own culture, and say this is my belief and stand up for it.
And I mean, I start and end here. I start at a place of saying that my personal filters are just quite simply this: is it good, godly, and kind? And I mean, those are the first filters I put all decisions that I make. Those are the first filters I try to put them through, just to say, is what I'm about to say, is what I'm about to do, is it good, godly, and kind? Right? And then if I feel that if I honor that as best as I'm able, then I'm not, I can't take responsibility for how the world receives my message, because I know my heart and I know that it's an act of service to my God. Right? See, we're not responsible for how the world responds to us. However, we are responsible for what we put into this world. Right?
And I think if we do that, like even using that analogy, I don't know if it's an analogy, I'm just saying it is, for all parents. For all parents, we can use that in that co-parenting, because what we put into it, it affects the children.
Absolutely.
So what do we want to put in to the, into, not, I don't want to say relationship, but a co-parenting role. What do you want to put into it? Are you going to put away your feelings of guilt, your feelings of anger, your feelings of
whatever ended the relationship, right? As Carla said, never mind about me, what's good for the kids.
Yeah, and you just say, hey, maybe I can just put those aside and try something new.
And it's not easy.
It's not. I know it
requires work.
Yeah. And so I feel like we can even use that analogy as a way of going into any going forth with any kind of communications, whatever. However, in the end of it all, we actually have to protect our spirit, our mental well-being, from
And the children's mental well-being
Yeah.
as well.
because it's not healthy. So it's just, what do you want to put into this world? Is it going to be good, kind, godly? I think I said it wrong. Good,
No,
godly, and
no,
kind.
no,
it's right.
just that the order doesn't matter, my
It
love.
doesn't?
No. Well, only for 4Fs.
Yeah.
Faith, family, food, and fitness. But I mean, no, it doesn't matter.
So yeah, it's co-parenting has its ups, and so it has its down. Down. It's like, ultimately what we'd like in, I guess, this lifetime is to find some kind of balance for the children,
the
because
sake of the children.
it doesn't even end when the children hit 18. Like, I'm already thinking, okay, what's gonna happen when
Grandkids become involved.
grandkids, weddings.
Oh, that'll be fun. Weddings, because I have daughters now, and I didn't
Yeah.
have daughters before. So now I'm like, this is a real thought for me. This is a real anxiety, because I mean, I used to think I was a rock, but now that I've, my wife and I have created this safe space for us to exist. You learn things about yourself, and you learn that you have anxiety. That's weird. That's just that I never. Yeah. And hi.
Yeah,
Hi.
I was gonna
Hi,
say.
TikTok. God bless. Thank you for stopping in. And so a very real anxiety is that when it's time, if we are so blessed that our daughters, if that's what is in the cards for them, that they should marry and find their significant other and their soulmate. And that will be, I mean, right? I mean, depending where you are, we're God people. So, I mean, we're married, and that was a big deal for me, and a really big deal for me. And so, I think that I would want my children to be married. However, it's not my journey, it's theirs, right? However, so the thing is, these are real thoughts that my anxiety puts in my head. It's like, so when it's time to have the father-daughter dance.
Or can both parents be in the same
Yeah.
location?
I mean,
Can they put their feelings aside to...
and let me tell
Yeah,
you,
those are-
this. It's for me. That. Hey man. I guess that you. That oh wow.
That is a big thing.
It is
It
huge
is-
for me. No, it is no. I'm not even gonna pretend
I
or
know.
lie or.
No.
I'm not gonna try and be, no toxic masculinity. No, it hurts. It hurts. However,
Because ultimately you want our daughters to have the best day.
and
of
that's
their
all that
life.
matters.
And it's like,
It's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would have to be their decision. Yeah. And I mean, they could, he could not spend a moment with them between now and then. And if he showed up at the wedding and they wanted to dance, that's right. What are you gonna do, right? It's her day. Yeah. So I would honor that. I'd have to. My fate demands that I would have to honor that. With a smile, no less.
and see, and that's why I say, I'm sorry to bring that up, but
Yes.
these are those questions, or these things that go through our minds, when we really at a point in these relationships where they're not even working, because our children are going to turn 18, but they still have other lives that they're going to be building, and they're going to want both parents. They're going to want,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
and then at that point it's their choice.
It has to be.
And do you want to continue a relationship? Is that you need to grow to allow yourself to have that relationship.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah, I'm
just,
sorry.
with God, all is possible. To God be the glory. Yeah, yeah. Hey, with God, all things are all. We're out here manifesting our best lives simply because faith. And once again, faith, because we believe we can do all things through Him who loves us. Family, because aside from God, there's nothing more important on this earth. Food, because food is medicine, right? Fitness, because we believe that overall wellness can be achieved by maintaining a strong mind, soul, and body. 4 F's. And how do you feel, baby?
I'm good. We really, I'm really feeling positive in this conversation because it was hard. Yesterday I went through a lot. And I'm just gonna say it. I really fear judgment, not from any parties that are involved in our conversations right now. However, I'm working through my processes, and I have to be given time, and I give myself that time to work through and work over that little bit of fear that I'm holding, because when I've gone through so much, I have to allow myself that compassion to move on my journey. Some days, yes, I do take a couple steps forward, and sometimes I go back. However, I feel that with a little bit of momentum, I'm getting better every time I do speak. And this is therapy.
It really is.
It's
Yeah.
and it's like gonna help somebody else.
And that's our sincerest wish. That's our sincerest wish. That's the only reason she's able to do this. Because it's not easy for her, and generally speaking, afterwards she's exhausted. That's a lot of trauma. If I may mention, how long?
17 years, I think.
Yeah. So that's a huge can of worms to open up, and then to do it so publicly. However, it's only because the idea that somebody is still living in it and could use some encouragement. Someone is still living in it and needs to know that you can do this. Hold on, your blessing is right around the corner. Somebody is still in it and thinks that I can change them if I just hold on. You can't. You can't change them. You can't change them. Change is never effected until that person realizes that they and wants to change themselves. You can't want it for them. Thank you very much for sharing. Well, my brain is shutting down, but we'll be seeing. Thank God. It's 4 o'clock in the morning now in South Africa. Please go get some rest. God bless you. Thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, we hope to see you again. God bless. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I think we can end it at this point. And it's like, keep coming back, because also when we're having conversations, whatever, if you want to even ask questions of us,
it's much more fun when it's interactive.
Yeah, and then what do you want to hear about as well?
Yeah, leave it in the comments. We will respond. We always respond.
There's one that I've been kind of slowly working on, is criticism. It was my sister who had brought it up, I think, a couple weeks ago already. So I've been playing with things in my head to am I there yet? Am I because that is similar to what, even right now, I open myself up to criticism, but that's also one of my
great fears.
So
And one that I've been working on, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. I did one that let me talk about the one that I'm working on, is that I agree with Terry Crews. A couple of years ago, he came out and said that Pornhub should be banned. And the funny thing is, at the time, I was in a place where I was like, oh, Terry on that stuff again, right? Come on, Terry, chill out, man. It's just, it's just. However, I'll take it a step further. And I would say that all porn should be banned. Yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah,
though. That's
and
right.
I've
we're
been-
gonna go there. It's real talk. We call it real talk for a reason. So look for that episode. Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm a dude. I don't care. I mean, I'm a dude. Yeah, toxic masculinity. What? I used to watch porn. I mean, I started watching porn when I was like 14 years old or something, and what it did to me. Wow. When I look back now, the unrealistic expectations that men place on women. Wow, really? Women can do that? Wow. No, yeah, look for that. It'll be fun. Well, and if it's it'll be
I've
fun.
been seeing a lot of stuff coming up in regards to porn platforms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a topic that would be
I no longer watch porn. I don't. I no longer need to.
I guess. All right.
Good night. God bless. We appreciate you so much. Hope to see you again soon. All right. She's my wife.